Notorious hacker and possible vampire Julian Assange is doing more house chores than hacking these days. Assange, who effectively moved back in with his parents, received a firm talking to from the owners of his current residence after being a less than ideal guest. The homeowners, also known as the government of Ecuador, were kind enough to let Assange stay in the guest room of their UK embassy, but have since scolded Assange on the cleanliness of his bathroom, welfare of his cat, and his tendency to meddle in foreign affairs, typical teenager stuff. Unironically, they also threatened to take away his electronics if he keeps misbehaving. More on this and other cybersecurity news right now on the Daily SOC Halloween special. Finding a date can be hard, and these days, politics can be an instant deal breaker instead of an icebreaker, according to Donald Dater's CEO, Emily Moreno. The brand new dating service that claims liberal intolerance makes dating too difficult for Trump supporters was hacked to shreds within hours of its release, allowing full access to photo, conversations, session tokens, and more. All of this was due to sloppy coding and irresponsible development practices, including but not limited to hard coding API and database keys into the app itself. Moreno later released an official statement that wrongly blames the third-party chat service as well as the hostility towards Trump supporters for the vulnerability, which is bold coming from a CEO who won't even take the time to get an SSL certificate for her website. Can someone please tell her the L doesn't stand for liberal? It turns out that Pokemon Go players would rather learn complicated cheating techniques than walk around outside. In a similar fashion to how millennials once inadvertently learned HTML markup from MySpace themes, kids today are inadvertently learning GPS spoofing techniques from Pokemon Go that could one day wreak havoc on the transportation industry. While some researchers fear that the savvy youth of today will grow up to be the hackers of tomorrow, more optimistic speculation states that the transportation industry will be fine, since these young Pokemon trainers will never grow up at all, remaining 10 years old forever. Finally, in a solid move by Google, they decided to encrypt Android cloud backups with your phone's lock screen password. Either the Google employees who thought this up don't have phones themselves, or the developers assigned to the task mistook a sneeze for let's encrypt the cloud backups with their phone's lock screen passwords. Either way, someone needs to remind Google that people generally prefer their lock screen passwords to be quick and easy to enter, rather than super secure. Let's hope that Kanye's influence stops at music and does not extend to security, or just about anything else. This week's security tip is don't bother taking friends and family to haunted houses this Halloween. A much more effective way to scare them is to bring them into work with you. In a world where botnets are for rent, employees hand out credentials like candy, and over 75% of all websites still use PHP. Cybersecurity is where all the best scares are. Additionally, look out for the much more terrifying remakes of the classics such as the Blair NIST Project, the Texas Blockchain Massacre, and of course, the Silence of the Lambs. As a reminder, if you would like to send us a letter, please address it to fanmail@tag-cyber.com. Signing off, I am Laura Finelli, and this has been the Daily SOC.